Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. It's time we settled things. It's time for the second leg of the Championship playoff semi-finals and things are very finely poised. It's going to be interesting, so hit that like button. Let's go for 100 likes. Do subscribe. Make sure to join us as we try to reach 12,000 subscribers. Thank you to those of you guys that have already joined in, and make sure to comment down below. Get your predictions in as we go into this. Let's start with the Monday night game between Huddersfield Town and Luton Town. Now, I will be streaming this. I did watch the reverse leg, which was at Kenilworth Road, Luton drawing 1-1 with Huddersfield. My prediction was 1-1, so got that one correct, and it was a very decent game actually. The first half was a brilliant advert for Championship football. It was Huddersfield who scored first. They scored on 12 minutes. A great finish from Sinani, by the way. It was a counter-attacking goal. He slipped it in that bottom corner, the near bottom corner, to send that away end into raptures, scoring in front of them, of course. And so much happened in this first half as well. Luton were very impressive, but Huddersfield had a penalty claim in the first minute. Luton had one later on in the first half. After that goal for Huddersfield on 12 minutes through Sinani, it was Luton who hammered on the door and did get an equaliser, which I think they deserved when the cross was stuck in by Sonny Bradley to make it 1-1 on the half-hour mark. It went in 1-1 at half-time, and I remember thinking this is a brilliant first half. I hope it keeps up. The second half was a bit more cagey, a bit more tense. It wasn't a bad second half, but you could tell things were really bubbling over, and things, it was high pressure, wasn't it? And it kind of fizzled out to a 1-1 draw, which I think overall Huddersfield will be slightly happier with. It's definitely poised in a way they can both win this, but I think people will have Huddersfield as favourites for the reverse game, because Huddersfield did beat Luton, remember, at the John Smiths earlier this season. This is a tricky one. Huddersfield, I've noticed, I've watched them more and more recently, they sometimes don't play very well, but they can get a result. And Luton Town played very well, but they didn't come away with the win. So I don't know if we could get a case of Luton Town come, play some really impressive stuff, but Huddersfield advance to Wembley. Obviously, Huddersfield will have a great crowd. Luton Town will obviously bring a decent away following. I really don't know. Luton Town, we've mentioned, their form's not as good as Huddersfield's. They had that 7-0 defeat to Fulham. They did get over the line against Reading, but I did think it was a very positive performance against Huddersfield, even though Luton Town have missed a few big players recently. I think the first goal will be crucial in this game. If Luton get it, I really do think they could go on to do it. But if Huddersfield get it, I worry that Huddersfield is so solid at the back. And Lee Nichols was very impressive the other day. He's obviously the best keeper in the Championship. I'm going to say another 1-1 draw, and I think this game will be decided by extra time or penalties. You can call it me sitting on the fence, but I seriously didn't think there was much to separate the two sides. Luton played good stuff. Huddersfield are quite resilient and rigid at the back. I think it could go all the way in this game, and I'll be interested to see what happens. Join us for the live stream on Monday. Next up, we go to Tuesday's game, which is Nottingham Forest versus Sheffield United. Got to say, this was another great playoff game back at Bramall Lane. And what's made it a little bit more interesting now is Sheffield United scoring that late goal. Obviously, we'll run you through the full details of that first leg. It was a really decent first 20-25 minutes from both teams. Really, both teams could have scored more goals in that first 20-25 minutes. And it was Forest who took the lead through Colback. I tell you what, Surridge did so well to get that cross in, and there was a slip in the box from the Sheffield United covering defender. The first shot was saved, Zinkernagel having his shot blocked by Foderingham, but Colback following it up. And by the way, Foderingham, he was probably my player of the game for Sheffield United, so that goes to show how many chances Forest created. From the 25th minute or so till half-time, it was Forest who took over, created a lot of good chances, and do you know what? They could be kicking themselves if things don't work out in this second leg. But they did get a second goal in the second half. They were really pushing, and it was a slip which allowed in the substitute Joe Lolly to come in, and it fell to Brennan Johnson, who slid it in very nicely, and Forest fans were going mental. I think at times, with some of the chances they created, it really could have been more than two, but I was thinking 2-0 is a pretty safe scoreline, especially with them being back at home. But that goal in the 91st minute from Sander Berger from that corner just makes things a little bit more interesting. It just might give Sheffield United a little bit more hope and make the Forest fans have a little bit more nerves and make them feel a little bit different about this second game. I still think Forest are massive favourites after that first performance, and the fact that they're at home, and the fact they finished higher in the table. But it will be interesting. I think it's interesting to see how this game starts. It's interesting to see who scores first. But as for a prediction, I think I'm going to go for the favourites here. I do think Forest will win this. I'm going to say Forest win this second leg 2-1 as well. I can see Sheffield United coming and scoring. They have to. They know they have to come and win. It's not like it finished a draw and they could be a bit cagey and defend things. They need to get a goal, and I think they will, but I just see them leaving gaps in which Forest will exploit, which we saw in that first game. Honestly, Forest created big chances. Sheffield United did create a few good chances as well. I remember Sam Surridge heading one off the line for Forest when Sheffield United nearly scored. One thing to look out for Sheffield United is they are decent at set pieces, but I think Forest will prevail and get to Wembley. I just think they've got a good enough advantage, and with that crowd behind them at the City Ground, I think Nottingham Forest will be going to Wembley. That is my predictions, guys. Let me know yours down below. Honestly, both games are very interestingly poised, and do join us for live streams for both games on Monday and Tuesday. Make sure to drop a like, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.